Good evening and welcome to VTV News. I'm Sophie Jeong in for Swati Ganesh.
And I'm Quintin Hall.
Last week, the Student Health Center announced a mumps outbreak on campus. Mumps is a respiratory disease that is highly contagious. It causes flu-like symptoms and a swollen face due to inflammation of salivary glands. Current affected students have been quarantined. However, other students may be infected. A vaccination is not 100% effective in prevention. Vanderbilt organization took precautions by canceling and postponing last weekend's events. Most notably, the annual Dance Marathon fundraiser has been postponed. Dance Marathon raises money for the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital. The event will be rescheduled once the mumps are no longer a threat on campus.
Trump's executive order is directly impacting a Vanderbilt student. Sophomore Mustafa Hadi faces fear and uncertainty about whether his fiancée will be able to enter the U.S. Hadi met his fiancée when he was in Iraq during the summer of 2015. Hadi was hoping to get his fiancée a green card so that after they both graduated, she could come live with him here in the U.S. However, with Trump's executive order banning the entry of people from predominantly Muslim countries is making the visa process a lot more difficult. Even though the executive order was overturned, there is still a lot of uncertainty about whether Hadi's fiancé will be able to enter the U.S. or whether her brother, who is settled in the U.S., will be able to return home to visit. These barriers, the current administration, and the sense of Islamophobia that is rampant throughout the U.S. scares Hadi as he wonders what troubles the future may bring.
Vanderbilt could become the first private university in Tennessee with a faculty union. Almost 100 Vanderbilt contracted professors have come together for the cause. The professors petitioned the National Labor Relations Board to hold an election. The proposed union would address the adjunct faculty's complaints, including the varied amounts of time non-tenure track professors have to work and the lack of job security, pay, and health care. The proposed union is also tasked with replacing the faculty senate that governs non-contract faculty. Vanderbilt currently employs about 500 non-tenure track instructors. Movement representatives met with Vice Provost of Academic and Strategic Affairs John Geer on February 16th. They held a meeting to inform John Geer of the intent to file a union and demand that the university not use student funds to fight union formation. So far, the movement has 200 supporters behind their back. If the majority vote yes, Vanderbilt would join the likes of Duke, Tufts, and Washington University in St. Louis as schools that have formed unions for the adjunct faculty.
The Office of the Provost released a website and video to sponsor Vanderbilt's Quality Enhancement Plan. The plan is called Design as an Immersive Vanderbilt Experience, or DIVE.
Have a big idea? Want to solve a problem? Need a better way to organize and work in teams? Maybe it's time to dive into a new way of problem solving.
DIVE stands for Design as an Immersive Vanderbilt Experience. Apply design thinking principles to solve real-world problems.
Why dive?
It's a reference to the deep dive process, or human-centered design. You need to build empathy for your users before you design anything.
Human-centered design can result in a product or a process.
That means asking questions first.
Are people going to want it? Is it going to actually solve the problem I think it's going to solve? Are they going to keep doing it when I leave?
Students, faculty, and staff from diverse backgrounds.
You may have a student who's very excited about social justice on a team with an engineer or a medical student.
Finding solutions.
Helping new Americans find affordable housing to decreasing the number of water bottles that are used on campus.
You can learn the DIVE method through boot camps, classes, and more.
Everyone at Vanderbilt is a problem solver, whether you're an engineer or an English major.
Students are coming in saying, we want to make the world a better place. So the more that we can do to help them, the better off they are, the better off Vanderbilt is.
DIVE, Design as an Immersive Vanderbilt Experience.
DIVE includes curricular and co-curricular design methodology programs for students and faculty. DIVE members will hone skills for solving real-world problems, work on teams, and work on mentored projects. Pilot programs for DIVE and taking place this semester. Included is a DIVE boot camp on March 25th at the Wondery. The full program will launch in fall 2017. Students are encouraged to visit the DIVE website for more details.
Vanderbilt is known for helping each other out, but the Center for Student Wellbeing is taking a step further. The Center for Student Wellbeing and the Office of Student Leadership partnered to pilot a new peer guides program on February 8th. Students are allowed to come into the center for a 30-minute walk-in or schedule appointments to have students coach them on stress, time management, priorities, and sleep. Currently, there are 3 peer guides, sophomore Charlotte Buck and juniors Margaret Kennedy and Sydney Silverman. Each of these students was trained once a week during the spring semester on topics such as mental health and well-being, leadership development, leadership theory, and what professional resources are available to students. During training, the peer guides heard from Project SAFE, Greek Life, the Commons, and Inclusion Initiatives and Cultural Competence. The hope for the program is that through a peer guide, the interaction can be more organic and relatable. To learn more, visit the Peer Guide Program website. The application to be a peer guide opens on Anchor Link on March 1st.
Vanderbilt students will finally be able to minor in business. Starting in fall 2017, current sophomores and first years will be able to declare the business minor. Courses that will be included in this minor include a variety of courses spanning all 4 undergraduate schools, including Owen School of Business. The minor will help provide students with the resources they need for real-world application. The currently offered business-related minors, corporate strategy and financial economics, will no longer be offered after a 2-year phase-out period. While current sophomores can still minor in these areas, first years will not be able to. In addition, other business-related minors like HOD and engineering management cannot be paired with this business minor. For more information about the minor, be sure to attend the town hall on March 13th, 7 to 9 p.m. in the Commons NPR.
With the news of a new business minor, students are wondering about other majors that other schools have but Vanderbilt does not offer. Head field reporter Claire Burnett investigated majors that Vanderbilt does not offer and why.
I'm Claire Barnett, reporting for VTV News from the Commons. Many of the freshmen who live here will soon be contemplating what major to declare, and they'll have over 50 to choose from. But sought-after majors like business and journalism won't be among their options. Let's find out why. I sat down with Professor and Associate Provost for Digital Learning, John Sloop, to discuss this issue.
Vanderbilt provides a traditional liberal arts education. So in fact, at the undergraduate level, we don't have a lot of what you think of as professional programs. It's not that there hasn't been interest. There are often students who come here asking about a journalism major, asking about that. If I can take a smart student with a Vanderbilt education and one who on top of that has worked at a newspaper here on campus, I can teach them that stuff easily. We're going to provide the student with a top-notch, world-class liberal arts education where they think they understand how to communicate, they understand what's important to communicate. In terms of what the education at Vanderbilt provides, I don't think it's needed.
Next, I spoke with Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Science, Yolette Jones. She explained the process of students declaring interdisciplinary majors. She instructed that students follow the guidelines posted on the College of Arts and Science website for self-designed majors. After completing the process there, they should contact the Office of the Dean of Undergraduate Academic Affairs, and there they'll receive further instructions to schedule an appointment with the appropriate dean. Now popular Vanderbilt majors such as Medicine, Health and Society, Neuroscience, Public Policy Studies, and Economics and History started out as self-designed majors. This way, students who are interested in business, journalism, or other majors not offered at Vanderbilt can design their own studies. That's all for this VTV News story. Now back to the news desk.
Now for this week's sports news, here's VTV News sports correspondent Madison Foglio.
Happy Thursday, Vanderbilt. I'm Madison Foglio, here with your weekly VU Sports Update. We start things off tonight with some very sad news coming in from the Vanderbilt football team. It was announced this past Tuesday that Coach Derek Mason is switching up the job responsibilities to accommodate Assistant Coach Osia Lewis during his battle with cancer. Lewis has been diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, a very rare form of liver cancer, in mid-January. He has already started chemo for a tumor that is inoperable at the moment. Lewis will now be taking the role as Mason's chief consultant as well as senior defensive coach. Moving on to baseball, the Commodores went 2-1 against San Diego this past weekend. The Toreros gave the Commodores a very rude awakening as they defeated them 3-2 in game number 1. Vanderbilt responded to their loss by emerging victorious in both game number 2 with a score of 8-2 and game number 3, which they buried them 11-1. The Commodores also emerged victorious in their home season opener against Evansville this past Wednesday, 7-4. The Commodores are currently ranked number 7 going into their next game on Friday against UIC here at Hawkins Stadium. We wish you the best of luck, boys. The Vanderbilt men's basketball team continues its winning streak with a 67-56 victory against the University of Tennessee this past Wednesday. Number 3, Luke Cornett had 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 blocks Wednesday, as Vanderbilt never trailed in their victory over Tennessee. This victory and their huge upset against South Carolina last weekend could have potentially impressed the selection committee for the NCAA March Madness tournament. They will cap off their season against number 11, Kentucky, and number 13, Florida. This Friday through Saturday, Vanderbilt's track and field program will be hosting the SEC Track and Field Championship for the first time. This event will consist of some of the best collegiate athletes in the country. The event will feature 15 Olympians from the 2016 Rio Olympic Games, 7 nationally ranked men's teams, and 8 nationally ranked women's teams. The meet is open to the public, but space is very limited. Admission for Vanderbilt students is $5 and $15 for other adults. That's all we have this week for sports. For more live updates, stats, and scores, please visit vucommodores.com. For VTV News, I'm Madison Foglio.
Thanks, Madison. Now for this week's weather, here's VTV News weather correspondent John Horzen.
Hello, Vanderbilt. My name is John Horzen here with your 7-day forecast. Friday's looking to be a struggle. It'll be cloudy with winds going up to 23 miles an hour, high of 73, low of 59. Moving on into the weekend, Saturday is going to remind us that it's still technically winter. Although it's going to be mostly sunny, Saturday is going to have a high of 48 and a low of 29. Sunday will be slightly warmer with a high of 57 and a low of 43. Monday's looking to be cloudy with a 100% chance of rain, high of 60, low of 54. Tuesday will start with some more rain, but will clear out as the day goes on, high of 71, low of 63. Wednesday, we'll see scattered thunderstorms across the state, whether or not Nashville gets any of that remains to be seen. High of 67, low of 41. And finally, to round out our news week, Thursday will be bright and sunny, high of 56, low of 36. For VTV News, I'm John Horzen.
That's all for tonight's broadcast. Thanks for watching VTV News. I'm Sophie Jeong.
And I'm Quintin Hall. Tune in next week for more top stories.